So don't ever feel like you telling someone what you do, it comes off masculine. That's a fucking lie. The Next Door Podcast. Welcome back to the Next Door Podcast. I am Bestie Next Door, and I'm like your bestie next door. If you like your tea to be extra, extra sweet, this place is not for you. Because we like our tea to be sweet and bitter. Sweet enough that it goes down, bitter enough to wake us up. Guys, I know. I'm going to be consistent with posting episodes. What I've decided is I will post one of my live episodes as a replay. So you can be here with me live on TikTok to drop any questions or answer the questions that I may have for the audience. Guys, without further ado, let's get started. I just want to jump right into it. Today's episode, we're talking about dating smarter, not dating desperately. How financial independence changes who you attract and tolerate. Okay, so this episode, we are exploring how financial independence shifts your dating standards, the dangers of dating for financial security, and how to build wealth while dating so you never have to settle. Okay, so now the first thing we're going to talk about is the power shift. How financial independence changes who you attract and tolerate. Now, your finances equals your dating pool. Your finances equals your dating pool. A lot of you don't understand that. You know, some of you are like, oh, he wouldn't give me this amount of money. He wouldn't do this for me. But you have to ask yourself, would you do that for yourself? Can you afford it yourself? Now, the first thing is, the more financially stable you are, the less tolerance you have for low effort men. When you are at a financial level where you can afford a lot of things for yourself, you have low tolerance for men who do the bare minimum. And a lot of you accept the bare minimum because you're not at that financial class that you need to be, where you don't have the patience for bare minimum. That's number one. Number two, you stop attracting and entertaining men who offer only potential and vibes instead of real value. Now, this is very important because most times when you're at a low financial class, a lot of women entertain men who have a lot of potential. They're like, oh, I like him because I see the potential in him. He's good vibes. But when you are at a financial class, you're not entertaining men just based on their potential because you have gotten to your highest potential, right? And I feel like most times, we attract the work that we need to do. So when you look at a guy, you're dating a guy, and you're like, oh my God, he has so much potential. It's almost like a mirror to yourself because you have the potential to do better, but you're not doing better, right? So when you look at a guy, you're like, oh my God, he has so much potential. Oh my God, I really like his vibes. You are not at your highest potential. Clock that. You're not at your highest potential. And you got to start looking at the real value that men provide and stop going based off of potential and vibes. Let me give you an example. When you don't need a man financially, you attract men who want to add value to your life. And I don't want to, and not just take from it, because, think of it like this, right? When you're dating men for financial stability, all they want to do is take from you. That's all they want to do. They don't really add any type of value because they know you need them more than they need you. So exactly, that is what I'm going to keep preaching this whole 2025, because to be honest with you, when you have your own money as a woman, it gives you a lot of upper hand. Like, you don't even have time to waste on guys that's not doing the needful. You don't even have time, but a lot of women are so men-centered because they don't have their own money. And a lot of women would not date the kind of guys they date if they were financially secure. Let's clock it. I mean, on the internet, we all talk about, oh, dating a provider man, dating this, oh, you got to date a guy who has money. We all talk about that. But the conversations that are not being had is women being financially secure. We don't talk about that. It's like one of those conversations we know, but we don't talk about. And I think it's really important for us to shift into that more, because femininity, being feminine, being cute, it's cute and all. You want to attract a man who's a provider, who has money. That's cute and all. But let's talk about the real nitty gritty. When you are with the man who's providing for you, in the beginning, it becomes fun. It's cute. It's like, oh, he's taking care of me. He's doing everything. I don't have to do anything. But after a while, you become a problem. All of a sudden, you ain't doing shit. All of a sudden, that femininity stuff goes out the window when you are not financially secure. Let's clock that tea. Let's just clock the tea, to be honest. Let's be real honest. A lot of women don't admit this, but I'm going to admit this to you guys, because half of the people online that's talking about being feminine for a man and this and a man and being the kept wife and having they don't talk about behind closed doors, because it gets real ugly. When he's paying everything and you don't have like I'm talking about a penny to put, it gets real ugly, and you don't want to be in that situation. And most of the women, I don't like to bring her up because her situation is so 2024, but I'm going to bring her up as an example. Trophy wife, ISIS trophy wife. Let's just use it as an example. You know how she was talking about, she dating a man who was taking good care of her. She was showing how to be a kept wife, how to be a trophy wife. Look at what was happening behind closed doors. A lot of these women that talk about, they only talk about dating men for financial security. There's a lot of shit that goes on behind closed doors. And Bestie Next Door, I don't lie to nobody. I don't like to lie to y'all. I tell y'all the truth. There's a lot of shit that happens. And I want all of you to understand, as you're dating a man who has financial stability, you must also be financially secure. And you're only going to attract that high level when you become that, because you can afford to be in the room. You don't want to beg to be in the room. Those old dating ways of, you just have to be like this, sit at the bar, put your breasts together, color your hair red, wear braces, wear a lot of makeup, level up your looks. That shit is, we're in 2025. We are in 2025. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. The energy you're putting into putting your breast up, making your butt look like this, making your hair look like this, making your skin look like this for a man is the same energy you could put into getting a bag. Because let's be honest, a lot of the girls that are chewing up this advice online is just looking for a way out. They're lazy. They're dating for financial security instead of dating for a partner. That's why they end up in shitty situations. Let's clock it. Too much energy on men validation and not enough energy on money validation. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm a wife, but let me tell you something. The worst thing you could ever do in this life is only have nothing to your name besides a man's last name. And I don't wish that. Thank you, my love. I don't wish that on any of you guys. To have nothing to your name but a man's last name. I don't give a fuck how rich he is. You better have your own money. You better have some income coming in. I'm telling you right now, because when the shit gets sticky, you want to be able to say, you know what, this is not for me, and afford to leave with grace. Stop making them think that being single for a time is bad. It's not bad. And I posted this. I just posted this clip on TikTok just an hour ago. They keep, men come into my comment section and think that telling me that I'm going to be single because I have standards for years is an insult when I'm not even single. Don't make them make you feel like you being single is a bad thing. A lot of you keep jumping into situationship after situationship because you're not taking that time to heal. You're not taking that time to pour into yourself. The Apple podcast is going to be updated on Wednesday, babes. Wednesdays and Fridays. So this live replay is going to be posted on Friday, babe. I'm back on my game. Somebody, I want to say this before I get back to, I have my whole outline of what we're going to talk about. Oh my God, I forgot to put my timer on. I don't want to go over my time. Hold on, guys. So I actually want to say this before I get back into the topic, right? Somebody had posted on my Instagram. They was like, oh, you're a wife, and why are you posting this agenda about decentering men? If you were single, when you were single, didn't you have to center men to be married? I laughed. I giggled because it's so amusing that it amazes me how women think that when you're single, in order for you to get married or get into a relationship, you have to center men. Isn't that funny? Because let me tell you something. When you're not looking for something, that's when you find it. When you're not looking for something, that's when you find it. A lot of women that center men and make men their main focus, they become lost. They get used. They end up in situationship after situationship after situationship, hoping that one of them is going to propose. Because you don't even know your value. So because you don't know your value, what are men gonna do? They're gonna take advantage. They're gonna spread them legs, girl. Oh yeah, they're gonna lie to you. They're gonna give you hopes and dreams because you don't know your own value. You haven't done the work. Decenter men. When you decenter men, they center you. That I always say that, and I will continuously say that. Half of the girlies that are online talking, oh, you have to do this for a man. Half of them are not in a relationship. I've been proposed to 3 times. So if you want to take advice from anybody, take advice from me. And each time, I can tell you, when I was so men-centered, I was getting used. When I became decentered, like I don't care about men validation. All I care about is my money, my skin, my body, everything T. I began to operate at the highest frequency where I attracted exactly what I wanted. But when you're too busy, like, oh, I need a man, you're ashamed to be single, that's when you're in trouble. Do not be ashamed to be single. Stop rushing your process. A lot of you are too busy, like, oh, my time is clicking. My time is clicking. Your time is not clicking because what is for you will be for you, and what's not for you is not meant for you. But a lot of you rush the process and waste your own time by jumping into situationship after situationship. Stop doing that, okay? So as a single woman, the more you decenter men, the more they center you. And you can't cheat the game. Before I get back into what I was going to say, you cannot cheat the game. You cannot sit there and say, yeah, I'm decentering men, but I'm not finding men. But inside the back of your mind, subconsciously, you're actually centering men. You have to really remove your mind from it. Remove your mind, like completely. You can't cheat the game. You can't cheat the universe because the universe knows exactly what you're thinking and how you're feeling. So don't think that you could pretend like you're decentering, but inside your mind and secretly you are centering. Okay? Let's just clock that real quick. Let's get back into today's topic. Now, the next thing is, hey, my love, how desperation, you being desperate, leads to bad decisions. Many women tolerate the bare minimum many women tolerate the bare minimum behavior because they fear financial instability alone. Thank you, my love. Many women tolerate the bare minimum because they fear financial stability alone. That's the problem. That's the reason why, oh my God, he gave me $200. I'm so excited. Oh my God, he took me to this. Oh my God, he did this. Oh my God, he bought me a flight and I'm so excited. Because you're scared to deal with your financial instability alone. That's the reason why most women tolerate the bare minimum, to be honest. I swear to God, and I know it's for a fact, if majority of the women were millionaires, I swear to God, men would be in trouble. They will be in trouble. Big time. Big time. Because now the men, it's crazy because a lot of women, if they were like, when you become financially secure, it would make the bare minimum men want to do more. Because they know like, damn, I can't come to her with less. I can't come to her with less. I love using Jada Waiter as an example, the situation when she was in London and a guy had bought her Chanel bag. I love using her as an example. I love using it because it goes to show you that some men know who to do the utmost for and who to do the bare minimum for. Let me tell you something. Although they try to talk about, Jada Waiter and all these high influencers that make a lot of money, although they try to talk about, oh, the dating pool is trash, blah, 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 they talk about that. That's because they're not dating for financial stability. They talk about men with bad character, like guys are unloyal, yada, yada, yada. If a guy is trying to impress Jada Waiter, he's not going to sit there and say, oh, let me get her an economy flight. Oh, let me take her to one 4-star restaurant. He's going to pull out his best shit. He's going to be like, I got to send her to PJ. I got to make sure there's Chanel boxes in her hotel room. I got to make sure there's a chauffeur. I got to make sure I wire her $100K. But that's financially unstable, you're not stable enough financially, he's gonna be like, you know what, economy ticket would do, a 3-star hotel would do. Yeah, she's gonna, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, you're gonna call your homegirl. Like, oh my God, that's what, bitch, he booked me a ticket, I'm getting a free trip, yeah, oh yeah, what should I wear, oh my God, I'm so scared, oh my God. Mind you, he only bought you a one-way economy. Bitch, if any guy is flying you economy, you should look at him up and down and say, refund that shit. Because I don't know who you thought was coming on economy. You guys got to start having the audacity. You guys got to start understanding what money is. You got to start understanding that there's money in this world. And what you tolerate is what will continue. So if you tolerate, economy, best to believe the next guy's gonna come with economy ticket too. Even though you're turning down like, oh, it's a free trip, you gotta look at the bigger picture, because you gotta ask yourself, if I was Rihanna, if I was Jada Wade, if I was Ari, would you feel comfortable booking me an economy ticket? Did I eat? Did I eat? Would you feel, if I was of high status, would you feel comfortable going to your phone and booking an economy ticket for that person? So you gotta start thinking of it like that. You gotta start putting yourself on that level. And if not, the bullshit will continue, because it says a lot about you. Because just going for a free trip shouldn't excite you, because you should be the girly that's going on trips regularly. You can afford an economy ticket for yourself for all that. Yeah. We gotta say it as it is. You could afford an economy ticket yourself for all that stress, because now you're going on a trip. You gotta entertain a guy you barely even know with his shenanigans. So a guy giving you a one-way ticket, and mind you, he didn't even get you a round trip. That's just a one-way economy. Like, nah, you gotta look at them and be like, nah, you got me fucked up. I'm not going on that. You gotta look at him and say, refund that ticket. And he gonna be like, why? You ungrateful? Yeah. Yeah, call me ungrateful. Yeah, because I know I deserve more. Yeah, I'm not gonna settle for the bare minimum. You gotta start thinking like that. Until you start thinking like that, you're gonna keep having these guys playing your face. I'm telling you right now, because they have it. Don't be thinking in your head like, oh, there's no money in the world. They said that the economy. No, there's money in the world. Because if there was no money in the world, all the high-end designer stores would be closed. First class wouldn't be a thing. All the airlines would say, you know what, we're no longer doing first class. We're no longer doing business class if there was no money, quote, quote, quote. Stop accepting that broke energy. Stop accepting that scarcity energy, and start realizing that, yeah, there is money and people are spending. Because even the guys that don't have it, best to believe if you're of status, they will spend it. Let me say that again. Even the guys that don't have it, when you are of status and when you have your own bag and they're looking to court you, they will spend it. They will find it. They'll find it. They'll go. You'll be so surprised, like, oh, I thought you couldn't afford business class. All of a sudden, you're like, nah. I rebooked the ticket, business class. You get exactly what you asked for. You see that lady in Pakistan? She's talking about I want 20K, I want 100K. Some people are saying, oh, something's wrong with her mentally for asking for that. I believe she's gonna get it. She's gonna get it. She's gonna get it because now she's mega viral. So she's definitely gonna get it. Whether it be from her content, whether it be from a deal, she's definitely getting that money, because you get exactly what you asked for. You have not because you asked not. Let's keep it going. Now, okay, what we were saying was how desperation leads to bad dating decisions. And we talked about how many women tolerate the bare minimum because they fear financial instability alone. They fear to deal with, they don't want to deal with being financially unstable. Now, I want to ask you guys this question. I want you guys to think about this. Would you still date a man would you still date him if you weren't worried about rent? Would you still like, just ask yourself, would you still date that guy if you weren't worried about rent? See, a lot of you are dating guys because like, oh, he could afford to pay my rent, he's doing this. But ask yourself, if you was to remove the financial aspect, would you still date him? Can I see some yeses or nos, like, or maybe? Would you still date him if you could afford the life that you want by yourself? I want to know. Would you still date him if you can afford the life by yourself? I see a lot of you saying no. Probably not. Probably no. And even young girls that are dating men that are 2 times their age. 2 times their age. You got to ask yourself, if you're a young girl, you're dating someone that's 20 years older than you, I want to ask you this question. And this goes for if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, I don't care how old you are. Ask yourself this question. Would you still date him if you can afford your lifestyle by yourself? If the answer is no, you're not in love. You're in survival mode. You're not in love. You're in survival mode. So a lot of you are literally in survival mode. You're not in love. You don't love the guy. You don't really like him. You tolerate. See, there's a difference between liking someone for who they are and tolerating them because of your needs. That's why I'm telling you, I'm going to change the tone this 2025, because we so much focus on what we focus on financial stability in men, but we don't talk about financial stability in us as women. Because to be honest with you, a lot of us, even me, if I look back, a lot of guys I would have dealt with if I was financially stable. And I'm gonna say the truth. I was in survival mode. I'm telling you, when you start getting to a place, I got you, Tiffy. I'm putting this up on Friday. When you get to a place of financial stability where like you can afford certain things yourself, you will not date from a point of survival. I promise you. Because when you're dating from a survival standpoint, you end up in sticky situations you wouldn't even have been in if you had your own money. And you know the worst thing about it? And let me clock this, because the men that you are dating for financial stability, they know. They know. They use it as leverage. They know. Even older guys, look at young girls. Young girls that date guys that are like 40, 50, and they're like, what, 20, 30 years older than them. They know that the only reason why the young girl, she's only dating him because of financial stability. Because he knows if she had that, she wouldn't even be dating him. And a half of you, that's the truth. That's the story. That's actually the story. Am I saying something or am I saying something? Am I saying something or am I saying something? I want you guys to start thinking. I want to push the waters a little bit. I want you guys to start thinking about your future and start thinking about the kind of guys you're dating. Because online is so much fluff, like, oh, 50-50, this, that. It's so much fluff. We got to get to the nitty gritty. We talk about femininity, feminine energy, being feminine. You got to put your hair like this if you want a rich man. How about becoming the rich girl? Because when you become a rich girl, let's not get it confused. You're still going to date someone that's rich because you're dating on your social class. So now y'all both rich. So eliminate the money. Now I want to see if I really like you. You see, they tricked a lot of creators, and a lot of people online have this connotation that when you become a rich girl, you're going to attract brokies, you're going to attract dusties. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. Because you date on your social class. So the guys that you're dating, it tells you a lot about your social class. If you're making six figures and you're in tech, you're only going to date someone that's on your level. It only makes sense because you're not going to tolerate the bare minimum. So I never understood how some girls be saying, or they type in the comment section under my videos, this is like sometimes they'll say to me, oh, well, when you have a lot of money, you only attract dusties. It's not true. That's not true. And that tells me you don't have money when you say that. When I see a woman type that type of comment under my comment section, that already lets me know she doesn't have money. Because if you did, and if you do, you would absolutely know you wouldn't. And if you do attract dusties and brokies, then you're in the wrong circle. Wrong circle, completely wrong circle. Because how do you find where are you going that you are attracting low class guys? That's what you have to ask yourself. So when they say that, it says a lot about them. So don't listen to them on when they say, oh, when you make a lot of money, or they like to use this. They like to say, oh, when you get the richest guy when you're the brokest. Again, dating from a survival standpoint. Sorry, guys, I gotta fix this. This is like, because I be sweating under my arms and I don't want to start sweating on here. Again, when they say, oh, you get the richest man when you're the brokest. Again, dating from a survival standpoint. That rich man knows you don't have money. So that's where the control begins. That's where the control begins. Now let's move on. Hold on. I gotta go back to my notes. Did I eat or did I not eat? Did I eat or did I not eat? So now let's move on. Why financial independence gives you leverage. Financially stable women chooses partners differently. They prioritize character, compatibility, shared values, not just a man's wallet. You see, A man can have money, but he could be a shitty father. A man can have money, but he can be abusive. A man can have money, but he can be mentally abusive. A man can have money, but he can be a serial cheater. Like, I'm talking about, you see, there's different levels of cheating. Because, of course, if a guy cheats on you, you got to collect your guilt money, right? Like, that's obvious. We already know that. But we're talking about the disrespect. Disrespect. But when you're financially stable, you start to prioritize, like, okay, because you're already, like, I want you guys to understand, when you have money as a woman, you're going to obviously date men that have money. Let's factor that. Let's keep that in a factor, okay? Because I don't know, like, there's been this serial narrative of, just dating for money and not about how we can make money, how we can be financially stable. So, you know what I'm saying? So when you're financially stable, no matter what, it's only right that you're going to date guys that are financially stable. Again, like I said previously, you're not going to tolerate bare minimum. So obviously, you're going to date someone that is on your social class. Remember, if you want to date up, you got to increase your social class. That's the only way to date up, right? So you start to prioritize character and compatibility, because I want you guys to understand, people like to say, oh, money changes people. Money doesn't changes you. It amplifies. Money is an amplifier. Money only amplifies someone's shitty behavior or good behavior. If a man was stingy before he had money, he's going to be stingy when he has money. If he was given before he had money, he's going to be given when he has money. So money is just an amplifier. I want you guys to understand that. So when you remove the money aspect from your dating life, you get to really see how men truly are. You get to see who he is. Is he going to be a good boyfriend? Is he going to be a good husband? Is he going to be a good father? Is he a good partner? You get to get exactly what you want, because now you're not dating from a place of lack, which is what 95% of the women, that's what we're dating for, financial stability. Because that's what we hear online about, oh, a man who has money, a man who has money, a man who's not has money, but not a lot about a woman having her own money, because they make it seem like the moment a woman has her own money, all of a sudden she's masculine. That's not true. You can be feminine and still have your own money. Can I say that again? You can be feminine and still have your own money. Just because you have your own money, that does not mean you don't need a man. That's the narrative that's always being pushed. Oh, she got her own money, I don't need a man. You do. You do. Yeah, because he's still going to pay the bills. Yeah. You still need a guy that has the provider mindset. But now you're more so looking at values. Someone asks, does confidence affect the way you communicate? Confidence does affect the way you communicate. People can see when you're not confident. People can see when you're not confident. Your body language. Your body language. There's an expert in the Wealth Club that teaches you how to be more confident, how to emulate that confident energy. It's not taught by me, an expert. But back to what we were saying. Now, the less financially dependent you are, the more power you have in dating. Because now you can next caller. A lot of women are scared to next caller to shitty guys because of money. They're like, oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill if he's not in my life. Oh, I don't know how he's gonna do this. I forgot her name. I can't remember at the top of my head. I can't remember her name at the top of my head. Can't remember. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. A lot of women are staying in certain situations because they can't afford to leave, and you don't want to be that. The more financially independent you are, the higher your standards become. Sorry, let me repeat that again. The more financially independent you are, the higher your standards become, because you're not choosing from a place of lack. Choosing from a place of lack will have you blinded. And you will end up in situations you don't want to be in. Should we progress? You guys got that? Are we moving? Or do you guys understand? Are you guys feeling the vibe? I will post this replay on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Okay? I will post a replay. Okay? So don't worry. You still have this to replay again, because, again, I am shifting the narrative. I am shifting the narrative this 2025, because I noticed that a lot of people are talking about feminine energy, but they're not talking about being financially secure. And it's really important, because now it's like the blind leading the blind. Because now a lot of women, they're like, okay, I got a man, he's financially secure, but he's knocking her head in between the washer and dryer. And now she gotta deal with it because she can't afford to leave. So we gotta start pushing financial security and feminine energy together. We gotta start pushing it we gotta make it go hand in hand, because we cannot you're not a masculine woman because you make your own money. You are not a masculine woman because you make your own money. Like, I need people to understand that. You are not a masculine woman because you make your own money. That's what's always, like, I feel like that is what is usually the tone with this feminine energy content. Like, oh, if you make your own money, it's like you're going to be deemed as a man. No, it gives you upper hand. Okay. So now we're going to talk about dating for security versus dating for love. The difference. Okay. So now, this is what dating for security looks like. Thank you, my love. This is what dating for security looks like. Choosing men based on their financial stability only. Staying in unhealthy relationships because they provide financial comfort. And I want to give you an example. Those are the two. So let me repeat that again. Choosing men based on their financial stability alone. Thank you for the gift. Staying in unhealthy relationships because they provide financial support, which is, I want to say 80% of women. 80%. Like a good 80%. A lot of women are collecting money from men, but they're not investing their money. They're thinking about, oh, I'm going to buy Chanel, I'm going to buy hair, I'm going to do this vacation, but they're not thinking about, how can I learn skills? This is my opportunity to become better financially, so I don't have to stay in any situation, this one or the next one, if I don't want to. Okay? So those are the two things. So let me give you an example. Women who are in financial controlling relationships where women in financial controlling relationships where men use money to leverage as, okay, so basically, so I had to read that off. I had put notes, so I'm reading off my notes so I can stay on track, because sometimes I'll have a topic in my head and then all of a sudden I get so confused, but I'm trying to stay on track. Jesse said, "Oh God, please invest in something that creates income, ladies. Goodness, I can't preach it enough." Exactly, Jesse. Because now we're in 2025. I feel like 2021, 2019, like all of those was cool, but now we're getting to a place where being financially secure is the best option to be as a woman instead of dating for financial stability. I promise you. Because the same internet you guys are using to learn how to be feminine, these men are listening. They're listening. They know the game now. Now they know the game. So you got to be 2 steps ahead, right? So as you're looking for a man who has a provider mindset, you got to also be able to be financially secure for yourself. So now, women who are in financially controlling relationships, the men usually use money as leverage to keep them submissive. Like, you know how they're like, oh, let's clock it. Because this goes to like the content that's being pushed. This goes to the content. Because most of the content is like, oh, you got to make sure you cook. You got to clean if he's provide. Yeah, you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to make sure you wash his underwears with 2 soap bars. You got to make sure when you're washing his white t-shirt, you scrub it hard with bleach. They use their money as leverage to keep you submissive. And you should want to be submissive naturally. It's not something that because I asked you guys a question in the beginning of this episode. I asked you guys, I said, would you date that man if you were financially secure? Half of you, majority of you said no. So that already lets me know that guy is using money as leverage to keep you submissive. You should want to be submissive naturally. Like, it's a natural thing. It shouldn't be because of the financial stability he's offering. That's what's keeping you submissive. Because what happens when that go away? What happens when that go away? Right? We got to start asking ourselves these questions. It needs to be a part of you, not because it shouldn't be terms and conditions of why you're submissive. I'm submissive because of the terms and conditions. He's providing financial stability for me, so that's why I'm submissive. No, because if you remove the financial aspect, would you like him, his character? Would you like who he is as a person? Would you be submissive to who he is as a person? If the answer is no, then you are dating from a place of survival, not love, right? So now, I want to go over what dating for love looks like, right? I want to go over what dating for love looks like. Choosing a man based on emotional security, shared value, and connections. That's what one. And the second one is not, obviously not looking for financial stability. The only factor in dating, but still, okay, not looking for financial stability, but of course you expect him to have a provider mindset, right? So that's what dating for love looks like. You're looking for emotional support, shared values, and connection. Because obviously he's a provider anyway. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like getting a guy that's a provider is not a problem. That's never the problem, because obviously you're gonna date a guy who has a provider mindset. That's never the issue. But you don't want to date from a place of survival. That's what I'm getting at. So I don't want you guys to misconstrue what I'm saying, because some people tend to not understand. So I have to say it so people understand. I am not saying that you shouldn't make sure a guy is financially stable. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, when you are financially secure, you don't accept the bare minimum, and you're able to next caller, you're able to be with the guy that actually makes sense for your lifestyle. Because when you're dating for financial security, how long is it going to last? How long? If it's not your husband, how long is it going to last? If it's just your boyfriend, how long is it going to last? It's not going to last that long, because after a while, especially if you're not financially secure and you're the one eating all his money, he will turn around and look at you and say, what are you doing with yourself? All of a sudden, insults, disrespect starts to reign. And I'm saying this because a lot of times on social media, we see a lot of women that talk about having, a wealthy husband and a rich husband, but they're not going to show you when he's insulting her. They're not going to show you what they have to deal with in order to have those things. But I'm pretty sure if they was the one to have the net worth, they wouldn't deal with it. They wouldn't. So stop going off of the glitz and glam of what you see online with these wealthy men providing certain things for themselves. And I'm not saying that, all women have to deal with it, but at least it's more than 50%. It's more than 50%. More than 50%, to be honest. More than 50% that has to deal with, financial abuse, because they're dating for financial security. So they're not dating a guy based on the connection, the shared values, and the connection. Am I saying something, or am I saying something? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm not losing you. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I hope you guys understand what I'm putting down. Having your own gives you an upper hand. You are always going to date guys with money, period. Like, you're always going to date guys with money. Because let me tell you something. Jada Waiter, she can't date a brokey. Like, because the reason, first of all, let me just clock this just to make this very clear. When you have money as a woman, again, you remove the financial aspect. So you're dating for shared values, emotional security, and connection. So you are not going to date a brokey because that's not your shared values, right? You don't share any values and you don't share a connection. So although a brokey can provide the emotional security, and the only reason why he can do that is because that's all he has to offer, you don't have shared values. You don't have a connection. So next caller, there's no way you're going to date a brokey. It's impossible. Because remember, when you're dating for love, it looks like shared values, connection, emotional security. So you are not going to have the same shared values as a brokey. You're not going to have a connection with a guy that's a brokey. Okay? Does that make sense? Type 1 in the chat if that makes sense. I want to make sure that makes sense to you guys, so you guys understand what I'm saying, because I know some people like to misconstrue and say, oh, she's trying to say, oh, have your own money so you can be single. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying have your own money so you can be single, but I want you to understand the logical thinking behind what I'm saying. I'm glad you guys are understanding. I'm glad you guys are understanding what I'm putting down. So because you are a woman with money, you have no shared values and connections with the guy who's a brokey. So no matter what, you're not going to date them, period. So now we remove the money part. Okay, are you a good father? Do you know how to invest your... Do you get what I'm saying? It started making sense. It now starts to make sense. That's how we eliminate broken homes. That's how we eliminate broken homes. Now, somebody asks, what if he's a provider, but he's a cheater? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Now you have to stay there because he's a provider. But if he was providing what he was providing for you, you wouldn't stay there because that's not your value. You value loyalty. So y'all don't have shared values. Y'all don't share the same values. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I'm happy that she asked that question because it goes back to what I was saying about shared values and connection, emotional security. Somebody said, what if he's rich but not a provider? You wouldn't be there because he doesn't have a provider mindset. Y'all don't have the same shared values. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Thank you, Jessica, for the bob. I'm gonna keep 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 the bob. That's what I'm trying to say, ladies. Okay, so what if a person thinks marriage is a business? Do you share the same value? If you also believe that marriage is a business, then you guys share the same value. Listen, the what I value is completely different from what you value. You may value respect, I may value loyalty. And you may not see someone who's a cheater as a big deal because that's not what you value. So stop, when you consume content, right? These content of these women talking about dating, you got to understand that your values is different from the person that's talking. Even some of the things I may value, you may not value. So that's why this 2025, I'm trying to transform. I want to be of service to as many women as possible. Y'all problems is my problem now. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I don't play. I'm the tough big sister. That's gonna get you right. That's gonna get you on your shit. Because and I will say this again, to be very, very honest, 80% of you would not date the kind of guys you're dating if you were financially secure. Because they don't have the same values as you. They don't have the same values as you. So the financial security that they provide is what's making you blinded by not see by sorry, it's making you blinded to not see that you guys don't share the same values. You about to say the big sister who needed a big sister, right? So now let's keep going. So now, the hidden dangers of dating for security: financial manipulation and control, feeling trapped, but because you can't afford to leave. For example, what somebody above asks, what if he's a provider, but he's a cheater? You fear losing that financial support. That's why you can't leave. That's why even before I always told you guys, I was like, oh, if you're going to leave a guy for cheating, you got to be leaving with something. I always told you guys that. I always said that to you guys. I said it to you guys before, and I'm still saying it now. But some of you fear losing that financial support. So now I have to ask you, in the whole relationship, what were you doing? What were you doing? Because you got to start thinking to yourself, like, you got to start using the opportunities when it presents itself. Some of you will be like, oh yeah, we was taking vacation. He was buying me bags. He was doing this. Why weren't you figuring out a business that you can start or do so that in case this type of shit happens, you can be like, oh, clearly we don't share the same values because I value loyalty. Deuces. 3 months now. How long have I? What was the question? Somebody had asked the question. I didn't see the question because sometimes TikTok tends to filter the question. All I see was 3 months now. He's rich but doesn't want to invest. Are you showing him you're serious? And sometimes, let's be honest. Let's just clock this real quick. Sometimes, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be really honest with you guys. Some men don't want to invest in you because they don't want you to be financially secure. They want you to still be financially insecure so they could feel like they have some type of value in your life when they know you guys don't share the same values because they want to keep taking from you. And what are they taking? Your time and your cookie. Because you can get everything back, but you can't get that time. And we know what happens with the cookie. You risk getting pregnant every time. So some guys, you know how they be like, oh, you have to do it in a slick way. You have to do it in a slick way. Sometimes it's more so about you spending the money on yourself first and recouping the money back. And I'm telling you, it's a smart move. Before you know it, he be like, damn, I didn't even know you built a 6-figure business. Oh, damn, I didn't even know. Oh, that's what you're doing, girl? Oh, I didn't even know. Now, it make him want to sit up straight. It make him want to sit up straight like, shit, this bitch, she really smart. They're not going to say it, but they're going to be thinking like, nah, she's smart. She's industrialized. She's industrial. So a lot of you are sitting here looking at the wrong things. You guys are looking at the material aspects that you see these girls on vacation, Chanel. Stop looking at that. Stop being so impressed by material things. Don't be impressed by that. I'm telling you, because once you start getting it, it means nothing. Once, I promise you, once you guys start getting the things that you guys idolize on Instagram, TikTok, all these like things like Chanel, blah, 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 trips. Once you start getting it, it becomes nothing. It's like, oh, it's really nothing. It's like, oh, okay, all right. I got a few Chanel bags. All right. I'm telling you. Thank you, sis. I'm telling you. You got to start thinking to yourself about the future. Your parents didn't do it for you, but you can do it for your kids. Stop wasting time. Hold on, I want to make sure. Okay, good. I want to make sure my arms are not sweating through my shirt because I be sweating a lot. Stop wasting time. A lot of you are like, oh, yeah, y'all working for luxury and not your future. You guys trust the man to build a future for you, but you don't even trust yourself to build a future that you want for yourself. We all talk about, oh, being a man's dream woman. But what about a man being, having a dream man? We're like, oh, you gotta be, this is how you be a man. I'm not gonna lie. I was once that too. I was once talking about that too. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, as I evolve, I make you guys evolve with me. Somebody said I broke up with a guy because it's been 2 years now. I started a business and he never asked about it. Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And he doesn't, what is he going to act? If he doesn't know about the business, what is there to ask about, to be honest? You know, a lot of you got to start. I want this episode to be reflection. I want this episode to be a reality check. I want this episode to really have you thinking about all the decisions you made in the past. And who would you be and what type of man would you want as a financially secured woman? I want you guys to start thinking about that. A lot of you have a scarcity mindset when it comes to your money, and it reflects in your dating life. I promise you. Like, I can always tell someone's financial level based on their mindset when it comes to dating. Girl, I'm over the world. Somebody asked where you located. Girl, I'm all over the world. I'm all over the globe. Wherever my VPN set is, that's where I am. Right now, I'm in New York. Okay? Wherever my VPN is, tomorrow, girl, I might be in LA. I might be in Dallas. Wherever my VPN is, that's where I am, babes. Digital girly. We everywhere, all across the globe. Someone said because the dating market is really scarcity for women. You only saying that because you feel like that financially. You feel like that financially. Let's clock it. Because that's how someone said that's how they say, oh, the economy is trash. There's no money in the economy. That's a lie. Baby Angel 9992. I'm pretty sure when you become a financially secured woman, you would not say the dating market is really scarcity for women. It's scarce. You won't say that because you'll be able to travel and go somewhere else. Thank you, Lisa. You'll be able to travel and go somewhere else. But because you can't afford to travel and go somewhere else, you're like, oh, the dating market, the dating pool is trash because you can't afford to move somewhere else. That's why. Because realistically, if you move, there's billions of people on this earth. So you can't tell me it's that hard for you to find your partner. Dan, just coming from you watching a YouTube video. Hey, girl. Hey, Jasmine. Do you help with finding a provider guy? No, I don't help with finding a provider guy. I help women become financially secure. Because when you become financially secure, you have better dating options. Someone said, Kiki said that's kind of unrealistic. That's not unrealistic. It's not. It's actually not. What's unrealistic is believing that it's unrealistic. No, not constantly moving. Because you have money and because you can afford to go to nice places, obviously you're gonna find someone that's on your social class because you can afford to go there. Kiki, stop having a scarcity mindset when it comes to money. It's not about constantly moving. You see, right there, it already lets me know that you have a scarcity mindset. Because when you have money, you're always going to be moving anyway. You're going to be moving regardless. So it's not about, oh, you're moving because you're finding a man. Again, decentering men. So you're not moving because of men. You're moving because you're already moving anyway. You have money. So you're like, all right, I want to go to such and such. All right, cool. Let me just go to this. You can afford to go to the places you want to go to. So because you can afford to go to those places, it's only right that you're going to find the type of guy you want because you're dating on your social class. We're talking about class. Thank you. Listen. Are you guys getting what I'm putting down? No, I don't recommend dating apps. You gotta go outside. So because you have your own money, because you're financially secure, you see a lot of women go on first dates because they want a free meal. They want to experience that restaurant because they can't afford it on their own. They're like, oh, damn. All right, well, he want to take me on a date. Let me pick this restaurant because it's a 5-star restaurant and I've always wanted to try it. But little did she know, had she had gone by herself, she probably would have found someone on her class. Now she's like, oh, he's cheap or he's this, he's that. 85% of women go on dates. They tell guys, oh, I want to go to this 5-star restaurant because they can't afford to go by themselves. But if you go by yourself, there's so much opportunities that will fall in your lap just off of you being able to afford a seat at the table. Girl, listen, and you go by yourself, come back to my live. You're going to be like, oh, Bestie, you were right. Look, I got this connect now. Everything's all about connections. Because some of you are so, and I have this, I want to make sure I finish this topic. But you guys know I like to bounce around. Some of you are so fixated on meeting a guy and that guy being your guy immediately instead of focusing on connection. Because although that guy may not be your guy, he can connect you to another circle that you will find your guy. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Everything is about social circles. Like some of the circles, there's certain circles that you guys are not getting into because you don't have to connect. It's not every guy that you need to burn out. Some of you are burning out every single guy you're burning them out. Oh, well, he got to take me here. Oh, he got to buy. I got to ask him. Oh, this person said you got to ask him for money. This person said you got to see if he could pay bills on the second date. No. That's why I'm telling you guys I'm trying to push financial security amongst us women. Because you're like on the second day, oh yeah, my bills is due. Oh yeah, my rent is $2,000. Now you just burnt the plug that could have put you onto a bigger opportunity where you could pay your bills for the rest of your life. You don't ever got to worry about bills. Stop burning these connections so early off for instant gratification, oh yeah, he's a provider. I need to know if he's a provider man. No, you don't need to know that. If you're providing for yourself, it's not something that is automatic because again, you are dating on your social class. So no matter what, because you are financially secure, obviously you're going to date men that are providers because if they're not providers, you are not sharing the same values. So you're not going to date them. You have no connection. It's no connection. Are you guys understanding what I'm putting down? Are you guys, can I get a yes? Are you guys understanding what I'm putting down? Because there's so much of, women are going on dates for financial security and then they land themselves in shitty ass situations. And I'm trying to tell you guys, and I'm trying to teach you guys this 2025, we are no longer dating for financial security because that is what's causing broken homes. Financial insecurity amongst women is what's causing broken homes because now you'll be in a situation he's providing for you. Now all of a sudden you're chopping disrespect, you're chopping abuse, you're chopping manipulation, you're chopping this, you're chopping control. All because you didn't become financially secure. Our moms made this exact mistake. It's your job to not allow the next generation to make the same mistake. Our moms, we have to make sure we provide. Our grandmothers, we have to. No. And again, just because you are financially secure does not mean you should not be feminine. Does not mean you should be a masculine woman. I want you to understand. Let's pick up what I'm putting down, because a lot of you, some of you like, oh well, I have my own money, so I don't need a man. And because you have that energy of, oh, I don't need a man, and oh, I have my own money, I can provide for myself. That's the reason why those women never get a man. What do you do when you're trying to? Somebody asks, what do you do when you're trying to be financially secure, but he's getting in the way? He's a distraction. He needs to move. Because let's clock this. I'm sorry. Let's clock this. If he was your husband, if he's not your husband, he needs to go. If you were getting in his way of getting to the bag, he will cut you off quick. He wouldn't even ask a question. He wouldn't even ask a question. He wouldn't even be, oh no, he will cut you off quicker than a bad habit. Quick. You wouldn't even know what hits you. All of a sudden, he ghosting you. You see, I want you guys to understand. It's not about being a man. It's about learning from them. We have to learn from them. We have to learn from them, because they are like the blueprint to life. A man will always put himself first. He will always do what makes him. He will always do what will make him happy. So now, as a woman, it needs to be the same, but it doesn't need to be from a masculine standpoint. That's the reason why, some women be like, oh, well, but the women who have all the money, they have a hard time finding a man. They have a hard time finding a man because they have masculine energy of, oh, I don't need a man. I'm the man around here. No, I'm not preaching that for you guys. I am not preaching that for you guys. I'm going to say that loud and clear, because some of you may be listening and me saying, oh yeah, she's changing her content. I am not changing my content. I'm changing the tone. I'm updating you guys as I'm seeing the update. When being financially secure as a woman does not mean you should not be feminine. You should want to be submissive because you share the same values, connection, emotional security, not because you have to, not because it's terms and conditions, because he's providing financial stability for you. Are you guys understanding what I'm putting down? Can I get some yes? Are you guys understanding what I'm putting down? Great. So now we need to understand balance. We need to understand balance, right? Balance. So you can want a man who's financially stable without being financially dependent. You should not want to be a man's dependent, because when you are a child to a man, he's going to treat you like a child. He's going to disrespect you, manipulate you, control you, and a lot of you don't want that. A lot of you don't want that. You can be a stay-at-home and still make money from home. A lot of you are not tapping into that market because you're too busy thinking it's a scam. A man that has lied to you for years isn't a scam. But to learn how to make money, all of a sudden it's a scam. But at least a course comes with receipts. You can want a man who's financially stable without being financially dependent. Be financially secure. That is the vibe of 2025. Decenter men. When you decenter men, they center you. When you have your own money in this new era, because we're in a new generation. 30 years is a generation. We are in a new generation. When a man knows you got your own, you got your own bread. If he tell you get the fuck out of my house, you can afford to buy a penthouse. Trust and believe, he will never open his damn mouth to tell you get the fuck out of my house. He will never open his pussy eating lips to tell you, oh, get the fuck out of my house, when he know you can afford to go buy yourself a penthouse. He know not to play with you. He may do a little certain things because that's his character. Remember, money is an amplifier. Money, remember what I keep telling you guys. Some of you believe that money changes a person. Money does not change anyone. Money amplifies. So don't be thinking, oh yeah, because he has money, he's prideful. He was always prideful, but he didn't have the tools to be prideful. You hear me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? But the level of respect that you get when you are financially secure is completely different. Completely different. Hold on, guys. The live is doing this I need to check things. So we need to understand your wealth, his wealth, power couple energy. Do you guys understand? Your wealth, his wealth, power couple energy. A lot of you date rich men and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have a rich man. That doesn't make you rich. His network his net worth isn't your net worth. Let's talk that. Let's talk about it. His net worth is not your net worth. You can be dating a guy who's a billionaire. That's his net worth. That's not your net worth. Your net worth is zero because you wasn't thinking about what you could be doing. You was too busy saying, oh, I'm dating a rich man. My man's a billionaire. I'm dating a millionaire. Some girls are so keen on bragging about dating a millionaire or a rich man, and they're not keen on what he has done. I see that a lot in my comment section. Like, oh yeah, I date a rich man. I go to the profile. I click the profile. I scroll on the profile. I even check the highlights. I'm like, if I were you, I would take that I dated a rich man in the past to the grave. Because you know why? He ain't do a goddamn thing for you. You don't got no assets. No assets. I would keep my dick suckers closed. Like, let me not say nothing because you know what? I'm sitting here talking about, oh, I dated a rich man, but I have no assets. So what you was doing there? Playing tic-tac-toe? 3 in a row? Playing tic-tac-toe 3 in a row. You wasn't doing nothing because you got no assets. I was. Okay, you was. All right. The only way you can have the right to brag about dating a rich man is if you have assets. You have assets to show for it. Like, I date rich men. Yeah. And I can see you living in a penthouse. You got a penthouse. You got some land. You got some. Yeah. That's when you were doing the right thing. I can commend you. But if you're sitting here talking in the comment section, oh, I dated a rich man, but you don't got no assets. Baby girl, take that to the grave. Keep your dick suckers closed. Take it to the grave. Because it's embarrassing. Half of the women just want to brag about who they dated and not what they've done for you. Like, you know how these girls, some of them don't even got purses. Because some of them don't even got purses. We can't even include purses. We can't even include that because that's not an asset. That's not really an asset. That's just like, okay, you got purses. You could have bought it on layaway. There's no proof that he bought it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? There's no actual proof. Like, okay. Can you sell your purses? So now, you know what happens is a lot of women date rich men because of the material gain. They just want the materials to look like. And that's the wrong place to be because you want to make sure that if you got a lick, that lick, you should be producing 7 incomes from that lick. No, I understand what you're saying, gorgeous. I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying, that it's definitely not acceptable. That's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm feeding on to what you're saying. I get what you're saying, babes. I get what you're saying. So, again, his wealth is not your wealth. Your wealth plus his wealth equals power couple energy. A woman with her own money dates by choice, not out of necessity. Meaning you can truly love without dating from a place of survival. Do you guys understand? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Because that is the energy that I want you guys to be in. I want half of the women across the globe, wherever you are, America, Africa, Asia, Europe, France, black, white, green, orange, Spanish. I don't care what race you are, because we all bleed the same. Okay, we all bleed the same. I want all of us to get to a place of not dating for financial security, because it also makes 2 things. It makes the men that are of lower class increase their level, and it makes the men of upper class change their character. Because if they're shitty people, then they would obviously want to change, because like, okay, most of the women, they have their own. So they can't use money as a leverage to degrade you, because that's what most men, the stinking rich, and I'm not trying to say like they're all bad people, but some guys that are stinking rich, they like to degrade women because of money. So when we eliminate that factor, we get to see how guys really are. Like, okay, you really like that's how the type of guy you really are. But a lot of women can't see, because again, most men like to use money as a leverage to get what they want from a woman, whether it be to sleep with her, to degrade her, whatever it is. But when we remove that aspect, again, you're now dating for shared values, connection, and emotional security. And if you guys don't share the same values, then you wouldn't be there. You get what I'm saying? So now we're going to get into the practical steps to start building wealth while dating. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions in the step 1. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? I want to see a whole bunch of yeses in the chat to make sure that I'm on the right track. I might go over the time a little bit. Get your notebook out. I might go over my time a little bit, but I want to see some yeses in the chat. I want to make sure that you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. All right. I need to see more yeses. There's more people in here. More yeses. I need to see yes. I want to make sure everybody's in attendance. Everybody understands, because we are in February right now, right? The second month of 2025. You still have a lot of time to change your life. You have a lot of time. A lot of time. Okay. Don't feel like it's a rush. So I gotta just process and start making the right decisions now. So the first question I want to ask you guys is, are you dating for survival or love? If you're dating for survival, type 1. If you're dating for love, type 2. Are you dating? Okay, sorry. Before I ask that, you need to hold on. Sorry, I went too fast. All right. So we are now talking about the practical steps to start building wealth while dating. So the first thing is audit your current financial situation. You need to audit it. The question now is, what you guys are answering is, are you dating for survival or love? What is, gagged on the first question. What is, because I didn't say dating for money or love, because again, like I said, we're always going to date providers. So we're not, like, brokies are not in the conversation. Okay, let's put that in there. What I'm talking about, brokies are not in the conversation. So when we say, like, I want you guys to understand, just because you're dating for love doesn't mean you have to date broke love. Because a lot of people, like, connect the two, like, oh, because I'm dating for love, that means I'm dating broke love. Love does not equal struggle, okay? I want you guys to understand that. A lot of you think that because dating for love, that means you have to struggle with the man. It's hard. You have to be there when he comes up. Now, the next question I was going to ask was, I want you to write this down. What is your financial reality right now? And how would you being financially independent? Yes, I'm in Africa. The kids are supposed to stop. Yes, even the lights were like jump scare. But that's in Africa. That's what happens in Africa. Anyways, so write down how financial independence would change your dating habits. Okay, write down how financial independence would change your dating habits. I want you guys to use that as an example. Like, I want that to be your guys' homework when I get off this live. Like, how would you being financially stable change your dating habits? Like, how would it change it, right? That's the first step that we're talking about. The second step is to increase your income streams. So now, I want to elaborate a little bit on this, and I want to touch, like, lightly on this, because I don't want you guys to feel like this is being salesy. I'm just pitching to you guys. There's so many ways. You guys got to understand. There's so many ways for you to make money wherever you are in the world, whether you're in Africa, Asia, wherever you are in the world. And I know that a lot of people think that, oh, my timer. I did 1 hour. I gotta speed this up because the episode gotta end. I know a lot of you think that ebooks, all these things are scams, but it's actually not. The money you will make from selling digital products is way more than you're making at your current job. And it's not about you leaving your current job. You don't have to leave your current job to start your digital business. But the beauty about a digital business is that you can make money wherever you are. You know how somebody asked the question of where am I? And I said, I'm wherever my VPN is. You can literally be wherever your VPN is. You can be wherever you want in the world as long as you have a VPN online, right? Your IP can be in London, your IP can be in America, your IP can be in Nigeria, it could be wherever. Okay? So an online business in 2025 is always going to be highly recommended for you ladies, because obviously you can make money from home. Just because you're dealing with a provider man and you don't have a job, that doesn't mean you should be broke. Right? And that is what the Wealth Club actually has to offer a lot of you. The Wealth Club will literally give you all the products you need to start selling digital products. And not only that, you'll learn a lot about just being confident. Like, you can resell your Access card for 100% profit. You will learn about different ways to invest, how you can start your digital business to get it up and going, how to start selling, marketing and sales. There's so much different things that you will learn in the Wealth Club. So for any of you that's interested, the Wealth Club is linked in my bio. There's a payment plan, or you can buy it once and for all. And it's a one-time fee. It's a club that hosts high-end courses for the price of one. That's one thing I want to let you guys know. This third step is build your fuck you fund. Your fuck you fund. So every woman needs at least 6 months of living expenses. Every woman needs at least 6 months of living expenses saved in case she needs to walk away. So now, before you start dating, like, you need to get to a place where you have the fuck you funds, where if he playing games, you could afford to walk away. Okay, you want to make sure you have that, because sometimes I feel like us women, we tend to get carried away when it comes to just being happy, like in the beginning stages, right? You know, there's always that honeymoon stage, and then that's when it tends to get rocky, right? You want to make sure that if the situations get rough, if it get rough, you can't control it anymore, he's becoming toxic, you don't like him anymore, you have your fuck you fund where you can afford to walk away just in case. Some of you live with your boyfriend, some of you live with a man, I don't know, situationship, whatever the hell you got going on. You want to make sure you have your fuck you funds where it's like, oh, you deuces, I'm out. Every woman needs at least 6 months of living expenses. Sorry, I keep stumbling on the word expenses. Every woman needs at least 6 months of living expenses saved in case she needs to walk away. A financially free woman is never trapped. I'm gonna say that again. A financially free woman is never trapped. As you have your job right now, you may have a job or you don't have a job. You can. This is actually the best time for you to start your digital business when you're not in the need. Like when you're not in a place where you desperately need money. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the best time to start a digital business. A lot of women try to start a digital business when they desperately need money. And then, thank you, my love. And then they get mad when they're not making money in the first 24 hours. So if you're like doing okay for yourself right now, like you have some money, like you're like, oh, I got some money or whatever, this is the best time, because that digital business can build that fuck you fund where you can afford to walk away. And that's why I highly recommend all of you to join the Wealth Club. The Wealth Club is a community where, like, again, like I said, it's a club that hosts different high-end courses, and you can resell your access card for 100% profit. The best thing about the Wealth Club is all of the members that's inside the Wealth Club, sorry, I got something on my lip. All of the members that's inside the Wealth Club, you can chat with them privately. So not only are you building your net worth, you're also networking. Can you conduct, somebody asked, can you conduct the online business faceless? Absolutely. 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 To be honest with you, I feel like that's one of the best ways to conduct the business, because you don't have to show up every day. You show up to post, but you don't have to show up every day. Like, you don't have to. So you can definitely conduct it facelessly. And inside the Wealth Club, you get like thousands. There's a vault of so many different content. From men, women, so many different content. And the best thing about the Wealth Club is you can resell it to both men and women. It's not just about only women, because of the color aesthetics. It's black and white, right? So now, we went over step 1, which is to order your current financial situation. Step 2, to increase your income streams, which would be starting a digital business, side hustle, online business, which I was telling you guys about with the Wealth Club. The third thing, build your fuck you fund. We already know that. A financially free woman is a woman who's never trapped. The fourth step is to date with standards, not desperation. I repeat, do not entertain broke men just because they offer attention. Do not entertain broke men because they offer attention. That's all they have to offer. Okay? So, you being a financially secure woman, you should not entertain a man who has no funds, because that's all they have to offer is attention. And attention does not pay the bills. That's why I keep telling you guys to decenter men, because a lot of you center men because you want attention. You just want the good morning. Good morning, beautiful. How's it going, beautiful? You can't take that to the bank. And a broke man will bring you down fast. A broke man will bring you down fast. So you cannot take the good morning, beautiful. How you doing, beautiful? What you doing, beautiful? Some of you guys are so keen on attention. Some of you guys are so keen on attention that you don't even see that the guy's offering bare minimum, all because he's giving you attention. This is how most people get scammed online, because he gave me attention. You can't take attention anywhere. Use your head. Use your head. Again, when you are a financially secured woman, you're only going to date women that are financially secure. Someone said, I'm dating a millionaire for 1 month. Now he promised monthly allowance, but still didn't receive it. He ain't giving you a fuck thing. You're going to keep spreading them legs. You're going to keep spreading them legs, babes. You're going to keep spreading them legs. You're not on his social class. He don't feel like he needs to do a lot to impress you. He feels like you dating him as him being a millionaire is grace. It's like, that's the best. Like, yeah, I'm the millionaire. That's why I keep saying, when you're financially secure, if you're dating a Hi, Melissa! Oh my God, Melissa! Where you been? 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 I've been looking for you. Couldn't find you. Where you been? Where you been? I've been looking for you. So back to what I was saying before, Melissa got me all excited. When you're dating, when all you have to offer is, oh, I'm dating a millionaire, you don't have nothing to offer. Yes, we gotta lock back in. We need to lock back in. I've been looking for you. Literally been looking for you. You're gonna get me distracted. I was talking to the girls about something. You're gonna get me distracted. But anyways, like I was saying, he feels like you dating him is like, yeah, because you don't got your own money. So it's really important for you to become financially secure. So when you're dating someone who has money, it's not like, oh, it's a privilege. You don't want it to be he feels like, oh, it's a privilege that you're dating me because you're not on my financial class, you're not on my social class, so you dating me is a privilege. You don't want it to be that. Okay, so we have again, don't entertain broke men just because they offer attention. Stop waiting for a man to save you because Stop waiting for a man to save you. Become your own safety net. And this is why I keep telling you guys to join the Wealth Club. A lot of women are sitting at home waiting for a rich man to fall from the ceiling. This is what's happening. A lot of you are waiting for a rich man to fall from the ceiling. A lot of you are spending time on all these TikTok lives like, oh, does he really like me? Is he gonna love me? I'm gonna put my hair like this. I'm gonna wear this. The money and attention you guys are spending on trying to attract a rich man. How about you attract the riches for yourself? Because realistically, all of you guys are just looking for the money part. So let's do simple math, right? A lot of women are looking for financial security, right? They're chasing financial security. So when you become financially secure, would you still be chasing rich men? No, you wouldn't chase them because again, you'll be dating on your social class. Like everything, to be honest with you guys, everything's all about class. It's literally all about class. It's all about social class. So you would no longer be thirsty to date a rich man because you have your own money. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, I have my own thing going on. So obviously you're only going to date the kind of guys that have their own things going on as well. It's natural. Again, social class. But a man should not be your financial plan. Oh, did I say something? Did I say something? A man should not be your financial plan. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? A man should not be your financial plan. Stop waiting for a man to save you and save yourself. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Get your own. And getting your own does not have to be from a masculine standpoint. I want you guys to understand that. You guys always feel like, oh, if I'm getting my own money, I'm gonna. No, you could still be feminine and have your own money. It's not like, again, like I said, like I told you guys earlier, money is just an amplifier. So if you were a masculine woman before money, you're gonna be masculine. It's gonna show more. If you were feminine before money, you're still gonna be feminine. It doesn't change a fuck thing. It don't change a fuck thing. Money is an amplifier. Money is an amplifier. So that's why it's so important to, alongside of you working on your finances, you're also working on your personal development. And that's exactly what the Wealth Club has to offer. The Wealth Club, it helped me a lot as far as like all the, industry professionals that talked about confidence, finding your purpose, all these things. It needs to be hand in hand. Remember what I said to before, and I'll keep saying it again. Money is an amplifier. Money doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a fuck thing. So you can still be a feminine woman and have your own money. Don't ever get that confused. Don't ever feel like, oh, I don't need a man. Money doesn't change anything. Money doesn't change a person. It only amplifies. Okay? It's only an amplifier. The step 5 is upgrade your environment. Be in rooms where high-value men and wealthy people exist. Networking events, business conferences, luxury spaces. A lot of you be going to the same fucking bar, hoping that a rich man's gonna just walk through the door. Some of you need to step out of your comfort zone. Start going to all these wine tastings. Start going to auctions. And go by yourself. And this is why financial security is so important for women, because you got to be afford to go to these places. A man shouldn't have to take you there because you can't afford to go by yourself. You need to afford to go to these places. It does. It's in Nigeria. I don't know what you're talking about. You're not in the right circles. Because, girl, I see it all the time. I go all the time. In Nigeria. You're not in the right circles, babes. That's just what it is. You can't tell me that. I, I've met the wealthiest people. So it just goes to show me that you're not in the right circles. You can't afford to go to the right places, to be honest. You can't tell me it's not Nigeria. You can't. Every country has a wealth circle. Every country. But you're not in it. Because you can't afford to go there. Because you need a man to go there. Because you can't afford it on your own. Every country. I don't care if you Uganda, South Africa, Nigeria, Japan, Shavashine, whatever country you're in. I don't even care if you say, oh, it's hard. The economy is hard. Every country has a wealth circle. You just haven't gotten there. That's the truth, to be honest. Okay? So, yeah, do you know what's so funny? Because my homegirl, right? My homegirl's from Chicago, and I love talking about her. One day, hopefully, I'll put her on the podcast when she's comfortable. She talked to me. She was like, "Yo, I met Elon Musk's lawyer, or blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Where?" She's like, "In New York. I go to New York all the time. I go to her," and I was like, "Wow." Like, as a New Yorker, I'm originally from Brooklyn, right? As a New Yorker, automatically you're like, oh, the New York dating scene is trash. There's no men. The men don't spend money. It's dirty. But that's not true. That's actually not true. Again, social class, circles. There's a part of Manhattan, there's a part of New York that has never seen one rat. That you'll never see one rat crawling. It's crazy. Because I'm like, oh, it's dirty. But my friends were like, oh, I don't be seeing these things. I'm telling you, social class. That's why financial security as a woman is so important, because you want to be able to afford to go to these places. When you can afford to go to these places, trust and believe. Like, trust and believe. You'll come back to me and say, Bestie, you know what? You was talking to me in February, and I joined the Wealth Club, and I started reselling, and I started doing my little digital business, because I was making more money. I was able to afford a certain lifestyle for myself. And Bestie, let me tell you something. I got him. And I'm like, you got what? You're like, I got my type. I've been going to these places and I've been networking, and now my phone book is full with, now you get invited because you can afford to go to these places, right? You start getting invited to higher end events. So remember this, once you're in, you're in. Once you're in, you're in. Once you're in, you're in. So now, because let's say, for example, you're like, you know what, let me go to a wine tasting. So because you can afford to go there, and again, you're not going there because you're in your mind like, oh, I'm trying to find a rich man. Like, let's make that clear, because a lot of you will be like, okay, I'm gonna just go this 1 week. No, it doesn't happen like that. It needs to be, it needs to be natural. It needs to be a natural thing. Like, you're just going just to go. It's not like, oh, I'm going because I need to find. No, it needs to be natural. Like, you're just going because you're like, oh, I'm just here. I like to have wine. I take content as well. So this is why I'm here. You want to be able to, when you talk, you're like, yeah. When they ask you, like, oh, what brought you here? You be like, oh, yeah, I'm a digital business owner. Yeah. I sell digital products, and I have this club that I'm selling. It's called the Wealth Club, and I sell it to people in North America, Africa, Asia. Yeah, I'm in this club. I'm a part owner of this club called the Wealth Club. Yeah, it's a digital club. Yeah. Yeah, that's what brought me here. So sometimes, I like to come here on Thursdays, after work, just to like wind down and strategize on how I can achieve my goals for tomorrow, and, just get some content. You see how well-spoken that is? It's like, you came for a purpose. You didn't just come because, oh, I'm looking for a rich man. You came with an objective. And because you came with the objective of, oh, I'm here to get content, I'm here to just, wind down, I promise you're probably going to get your drinks, food for free. Because you didn't come with the objective of a man, decenter men. You came for yourself. Because remember, everything's all about intention. It's all about your intentions. Do you have pure intentions? When you have pure intentions, you get the best. When you don't have the best intentions, you're probably not going to get the best. I met so much people just off of going out all by myself. Do you get what I'm saying? So now, key takeaways. All right. Surround yourself with, okay, the next thing I want to say was surround yourself with women who prioritize financial freedom. Your circle determines your standards. This is important. And this is the last thing that I'm going to say before I do the key takeaways and closing out. Surround yourself with women who prioritize financial freedom. I can tell your standards based on your circle. A lot of you are friends, and don't get me wrong, like you need to have friends for different occasions, right? Because you can't, like, one friend, sometimes you have one friend that fits everything, sometimes you don't have that one friend that fits everything. But you need to be with women who also prioritize financial freedom. You should not be on the phone with your friend talking about how broke the economy is, how broke, like I don't entertain those type of conversations. My friends know me for that. I'm only entertaining conversations about how we could get it and how we gonna go about it. Do you see what I'm saying, Chanel? Do you see what I'm saying, Chanel? How they say, don't lead with your work. It gives off masculine energy. What I just said, does that give off masculine energy? Like, does that give off masculine energy? How I just said what I said? Chanel, like, do you pick up what I'm putting down? This is what I'm saying, how they talk. This is how it's so misleading to say, oh, don't tell a man what you do, or you don't need to do nothing. You just got to exist. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. And I'm going against all of what they're saying. I'm going against it. Because financial insecurity is what is causing a lot of our sisters to be in shitty situations. Degraded, misused, abused, financially, mentally controlled, because they're not financially secure. That's what these dating coaches are saying, but that's bullshit. How did what I just say come off masculine? I'm gonna say it again just in case you missed me. Okay. I'm at a 5-star restaurant that I can afford to pay the tab for. This happened to me. I have a friend, to clarify. We went out. Our tab was a hefty tab. We could afford to pay it ourselves. Our tab got cleared. And then we got invited to a private place. Not a private place like, oh, private hotel, a private lounge where you had to be a member to enter inside. And all the people that were inside were all wealthy. And I can't even talk about it. I can't say, but because they're going to ask you, what do you do? Not because they want to see it comes off masculine, just because obviously wealthy people want to be associated with other wealthy people. And sometimes if you talk about what you do, not in the, oh, I'm a boss, not in a way like that, you can also get a contract. Like, for example, let's say you're into interior designing, right? And let's say this guy, the person you're talking to, is about to open a lounge and they've been looking for an interior designer. Now, all because you're in your mind dating from a place of survival, you would have missed the opportunity of saying that you're into interior designing, which would have given you your own money to stand on your own, all because you're like, oh, I can't say because it's going to give off masculine energy. So let me just, oh, yeah, well, yeah, I'm just existing. Yeah, I don't want to say what I do because it's going to come off masculine. Not every guy you meet is going to be someone you date. Sometimes it's about networking. You got to understand that. That's why I'm changing the narrative of 2025 for dating coaches. And I'm pretty sure once my content that I'm talking about now starts going viral, all the dating coaches are going to start changing their tone. Because it's true. It's actually true. Thank you. So that means that I'm saying the truth then. I'm saying something similar. I'm saying the truth. That means I'm saying the truth. But of course, her type of content is not going to go as viral because I don't know who that is. Because again, a lot of women are dating for financial security. But when you're not, like there's no, how can you saying what you do come off masculine unless you make it come off masculine? Again, remember what I said before. If you were masculine before money, you're going to be masculine when you have money. Money is an amplifier. Money is an amplifier. Remember what I said. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Money is just an amplifier. So if you were a feminine woman before, if you already give off feminine energy anyway, money's going to amplify your femininity. It's going to amplify it. It's going to show it more. But if you were masculine before money, ain't a shit going to nothing going to change. You see, Chanel said I do the same thing. I met a guy who was willing to invest in my business, found out on a date. Exactly. So somebody said something. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. Exactly. Stop listening to these dating coaches that are preaching you guys bullshit. to be honest. Because you'll know who really get into it and who not get into it based off what they saying. Bullshit. Oh, don't tell him what you do when you first meet him because it comes off masculine. No, bitch. I never know. If I had said that to that person, although I may not have dated that person, they could have put me on to a contract that would have given me millions of dollars. You would have made six figures had you had told the person, yeah, I'm into interior designing. They would have been like, oh shit, my friend just opened a club and they've been looking for someone who is an interior designer. Now I can put you on. Boom. Now, boom, you got a six-figure contract. Because why? You opened and said what you did. It's not every man you meet that you're going to date or sleep with. You got to remember that. Again, you're not dating from survival. You're dating from a place of financial security, shared values, connections, and emotional security. There is so much bad advice online. It's so much. And I got tired of also being like also kind of like, it's like a double-edged sword, because you'll say something, but then it's like people take it the wrong way. So that's why I'm like, you know what? From all I've seen, I've been in wealthy circles. Now I think completely different. I think completely different. Completely different. Being around certain people, being around people where their money don't finish. Have you have you sat around people who money does not finish? Like that's what made me know that there's money in the world. Like that's what made me know, like, okay, yeah, there's money in the world. I'm playing. I'm actually playing. And a closed mouth, like I said, is a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So don't ever feel like you telling someone what you do, it comes off masculine. That's a fucking lie. These bitches online, sorry, I don't mean to call them bitches, but these dating coaches online that's telling you don't tell them, they don't really be around wealthy people. Thank you. And somebody also said your surrounding has a big impact on your thinking process. Stop hanging around friends that are only like, oh, when they talk about how to get money, the first thing they think about is, oh, we got to find a rich man. Cut that person off. Cut that person off immediately. Immediately. Stop. And I need to challenge this thought. Why do women, the first thought when it comes to becoming rich, oh, I need a rich man. You don't need the rich man. You need the money. What if he's abusive? What if he's controlling? What if he's a manipulator? Again, the only men that will feel intimidated because of what you do are broke men. Men that are not on your social class. When you have money as a woman, you're only going to date men that are on your social class. This has been the way since it has been. But you know what? I had a rude awakening when I've really been around people. You know, there's a difference between being around someone who has money and being around people who have money that doesn't finish. Like that, I'm talking about that does not finish. You know what I mean? And the only people they want to have around them are people that have things to offer. Because money, when you remove money, do you have more to offer besides money now? It gets to that point. So any man that feels intimidated because of what you do is not on your social class. And because he's not on your social class, next caller, you have nothing to talk about. You guys don't share the same values. You guys don't have connection. Do you guys understand what I'm saying about being financially secure? Do you understand the difference? So you're not even going to talk to men that feel intimidated because of what you do. You're not going to talk to them because they're not on your social class. There's no connection there. How did you guys even meet? And the moment you feel the intimidation, it's next caller, because like, oh no, we're not even on the same social class. And it's not about being bougie. It's about just knowing, being logical. Like logically, we have nothing in common. We don't share the same values because I value money. And clearly you don't value money either. Because if you did, you would be making a lot of it. You'd be making a lot of it if you valued money as much as I did. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Yeses? Can I get some yes? I need some yeses in the chat to make sure you guys are in attendance and understanding. Yes. I see some yeses. You guys got to understand that being a financially secure woman, you date better. Simple. Point blank, period, full stop. We're not going to keep dragging this, right? Again, like we were talking about, your circle matters a lot. I want you to think about this, and I don't want you to say it. Just think about this. Think about the homegirls that you get on the phone with, and the first thing when you say, "Oh, girl, how we gonna get rich?" If the first thing they say is, "I gotta find a rich man," that's not the friend. That's not the right circle for you. That's not the right circle for you, because you should be on the phone with a friend that you guys are sharing ideas and plans and strategizing. Like, yeah, girl, yeah, I saw one girl talking about digital products or whatever, or we could just do a community, or I was thinking about we could resell this, or you could probably. if you're not talking about, if you're not strategizing, if you can't get on the phone with your friend and talk about strategies for at least an hour, that's not the right friend for you. If you and your friend can't talk about business, that's not the right friend for you. If all you gotta talk about is men, and oh, we gotta find a rich man, or we gotta find a man with more money, that's not the right friend for you. Thank you. The only I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna say the only B. You're working on an ebook about personal finances, and everything you are saying is true. Completely true. I don't lie to you guys. It's just, I'm praying and hoping this year, I'm able to serve thousands of women this year. That's my goal this year, to serve thousands of women, to really help them get to a place of financial security where they're dating from a place of not a place of security, like a place of, okay, I'm not dating I'm already dating on my class, so now I need to really date to see if you're really for me. You get what I'm saying? Because again, you're dating you're dating on your class. Ask your question, babes, because I'm soon gonna get out of here. So again, your friends matter. If your friends is only talking about getting rich from a man, next caller. You could talk to her when you want to have, gossip or whatever, but your main friends should be talking about ways they can make money outside of a man. Because you got to start asking yourself, if that man leaves, will the income leave with him? 9 times yes. All the girlies that, oh, I was dating a rich man. When he left, the income left right with him. So you got to be smart. You got to be smart. You got to be smart. You got to start thinking about ways you can make money. You got to start investing. You got to start saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to buy this course, or I'm going to join this. Not because there's something you can take away from it. Because all these courses that you guys be saying, oh, ebooks are scams, this is a scam. There's always something that you're going to pick up that's going to help you on your journey. All of these things that you hear, like, for example, me talking about the Wealth Club, is not by chance. It's meant for you to hear it. There's a reason why you're listening to my podcast. There's a reason why you're on my live with me right now, for a reason. There's a reason. Because why? The universe is trying to give you the opportunity. But sometimes our eyes are too closed that we can't see the opportunity. There's this story that was in the Bible. I was listening to a podcast the other day. I just want to say the story real quick. Sorry, I'm too close to the mic. I want to say the story real quick. There's this podcast I was listening to, right? And was a guy talking, and he was basically talking about a story in the Bible where, in Genesis, where the woman, her son was about to die from starvation, and she had her eyes closed because she was crying, right? And he said that a man came up to her and asked her, why are you crying? And that's a stupid question to ask, because you could clearly see that her child is about to die from, not starvation, from thirst. So she opened her eyes. The reason why God sent that angel to ask her why she's crying was to open her eyes for her to see that the well of water was there. A lot of you, and a lot of us lack awareness. That's the problem. We're so busy praying for what we want, and we're not aware of what we do have and the opportunity that's around us. You got to become more aware. You got to become more aware. Somebody said the name Hannah and Ishmael. You got to become more aware. A lot of people lack awareness. And that was basically the lesson from that story, was awareness. You got to be aware. A lot of you lack the ability to be aware of opportunity, because you're too busy focused on what you don't have, your eyes are closed. So you can't see what's there because your eyes are closed. Because you're too busy like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. But you're not aware of what you do have and the opportunities that you can make to get what you don't have. Am I saying something, or am I saying something? Am I saying something, or I'm saying something? So the best thing you can do for your dating life is get your money up. Because when you have your own, you stop entertaining men who waste your time. You stop entertaining them. You don't have time for it anymore. You just don't have time for it anymore. And I know some of you may have the scarcity of, well, if I have my own money, then that means that I'm not going to have any men that's going to entertain me. Don't think like that. That's not true. Because it's better to have quality over quantity. Some of you just chase the quantity over the quality. So you can't think, oh, well, because I keep next calling men, now I'm not going to have a guy to talk to. Stop being impressed with attention. A lot of you are chasing attention. Stop being impressed with attention and start being more impressed by what they have to offer more than the bare minimum. A lot of attention is the bare minimum, okay? Attention is bare minimum, all right? So before I end this live, I want to just do my outro and then I'll answer you guys' questions. So if you're ready to step into that 2.0 version of yourself, the one who dates with power and never has to settle, and not only that, you just want to start your digital business, you want to learn about virtual land, you want to own a suite, because now, we have the game season, all these things are happening, then the Wealth Club is for you. I'm going to post this replay of the episode on YouTube on Friday, because I am going to post a pre-recording on Wednesday. So I'm going to post this episode on Friday, and you guys can listen back to it on my YouTube channel, podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, any audio platforms. If you put BestieNextDoor, you're going to see all my stuff pop up. And that's the end. So guys, do you guys have any questions for me before I do my outro? Because this may be good to add to this episode. This was actually longer than I expected. I wasn't expecting to stay an hour plus, but we're here. So this is the perfect time. I want to leave the floor open for you guys to ask me any questions you may have, whether it be just dating or financial security, or you just have a little bit of questions pertaining to the Wealth Club, or you want me to repeat something. This is your time now to type your questions, and then after that, I do have to get out of here. Okay, so I'll leave the room open for you guys. I'll give you guys like 5 seconds, 10 seconds to type. Do you guys have any questions for me? If you have a question, type 1. If you don't, just type 2, just so I know that I'm not waiting around and there's no questions. All right, should we not date for marriage if we have not figured out our business yet? I feel like that's a good question. Someone asked, I'm going to read that again. Should we not date for marriage if we have not figured out our business yet? I feel like you shouldn't. You could date for marriage, but marriage is sweeter when you are financially independent, because you don't want to marry a guy and you're financially depending on him and he knows. Because that's when I'm telling you guys, speaking from someone who has been in serious relationships all her life. I've had a situation maybe once or twice, but every relationship I've been in has always ended up being something very serious where it's close to marriage, right? I feel like before marriage is the perfect time for you to be selfish. It's the perfect time for you to be selfish and focus on yourself and your goals. So you can't date for marriage and also focus on your business at the same time. It doesn't work. You got to pick up a struggle. You got to pick focusing on your business now and so happen to find your partner who is your husband, or date for marriage because you already know you're financially secure. But if you're focusing on a business, I don't think you should be dating for marriage right now. I think you should be to just focus on your business. Focus on your business, and the person who's meant to marry you will come to you. You cannot focus on, because at the end of the day, are you going to propose to a man? Isn't a man supposed to propose to you? So again, goes back to what I was saying earlier on this episode. When you decenter men, they center you. So center your business, center your self-development, work on your body, work on being feminine, work on your money. It's not just about working on money and not your energy, your feminine energy. It needs to be hand in hand. It needs to go hand in hand, okay? Somebody asked, the Wealth Club has women that will help us if we're starting a business. Yes, it does. It does. It does. It does. There is going to be mentorship also. You have me. I'm there. You have me. I'm there. So the Wealth Club has literally everything you need to start a business as far as like sales, because it's not just about digital marketing. Digital marketing is one thing, marketing and sales, right? Knowing how to market it, knowing how to market and knowing how to sell goes hand in hand. So it also teaches you how to be good at public speaking, confidence, finding your purpose. So it's like a whole thing. Like the Wealth Club is like a whole thing. It's not just about, all right, here's the products to start your business and you don't learn the skills. You will also learn the skills to be equipped to run your business and be good at business. Okay? Somebody asked, how can I set my partner straight when he does something wrong but unconsciously repeats the cycle? You got to start leading. You got to just, I feel like you have to do something out the box. Like, I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But you have to also understand that, is mid-20s too soon for marriage? You have to look at where you are in life. I wouldn't say mid-20s is too soon for marriage. I would say it's more so, let's remove age. Let's remove age. Look at where you are in life. Are you ready to be a wife? Are you ready to be a wife? Is that man the right husband for you? So let's remove age. Okay, I feel like I feel like we place limits on ourselves when we put age into it. Like, oh, is 30s too late to have kids, or is 20? Like, no, let's look at where we are at in life, and like then we can make decisions based on that. Because sometimes, a lot of women idolize the ring, but you have to ask yourself, are you really ready to be a wife? Have you developed yourself? Have you healed your traumas? Have you worked on your confidence? Do you have your own income generating for yourself, where your husband's paying all the bills, but like you can afford to say, okay, I'm buying groceries this week. Like, it needs to make sense for your life right now. It needs to make sense for your life right now. So let's start looking at where we are in life before we decide marriage and kids, all these things, right? Because again, our parents made those mistakes. It's our turn to do something different. Okay? What about choosing business type? Can I get help in choosing the right business? In the Wealth Club, when you go through the Wealth Club, you're gonna get it automatically. It's automatically gonna click. You're going to get the help you need to choosing the right. It's automatically going to click. Trust me. Trust me. I have somebody in the Wealth Club right now, and she was like, thank you. Let me show you guys the screenshot so you can see for yourself. Hold on. Let me show you. If I can just show you a screenshot real quick. Because I had screenshot it the other day. I just want to show you guys real quick. Just stay on the live real quick. I want to show you guys this screenshot. I think, is it this? Okay, there we go. Can you just read that? And for those of you some of you that are listening to me on audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, I'm gonna read the screenshot that I'm showing out loud. It said, I've purchased 3 of your courses, and while initially felt unsure about where to start, your latest one, the Wealth Club, is absolute game changer. It's giving me the clarity and direction I needed, and now I'm ready to implement everything I've learned. Thanks to you, I'm excited to start creating content directed at men, focusing on areas that matter deeply to me. Your influence has been life-changing, and I'm beyond grateful for the impact you had on my journey. With love and appreciation. So the Wealth Club is really where it's at. It's really where it's at, to be honest. It's really where it's at. Like, you're gonna have a lot of clarity. Like, no doubt. No doubt. You're going to have a lot of clarity on what to do, how to execute it, because in the Wealth Club, not only are you getting the products, but you also learn the skills to sell. Like, you learn the skills, marketing and sales. You can resell your access cards, your IV card that you get, you can resell it for 100% profit. So not only are you becoming better with starting your own business, sales, but you can help other people as well. Other people who want to start a business, and now you're generating a certain amount of money. You can say, you know what? Oh, this is what I learned, the Wealth Club. You can I'm inviting you. You can invite them into the Wealth Club. So the Wealth Club, if you're listening to me right now, if you're listening to this replay on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening from, you can find the Wealth Club linked in all my social media platforms, just in case you guys are interested. So without further ado, we're going to end this episode. If you're watching this replay on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're live with me on TikTok, thank you for watching and listening all the way from the beginning to the end. If you're listening on any audio platforms, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, thank you for listening. And you guys already know the rest. Until we meet again.